can get away from Beit Tzaddik Wolf somehow.
Thank you. Okay, recording.
All right, let's go. I have no choice but to go back a few lines. The middle of the page, the line begins with ukenodah b'inyan the chochmah. That's the beginning of that line, and that's where we start. And the principle that the Rebbe is explaining is that although we say that the real principle that we sense the truth of the seichel, of the sichli, is not really a hasogo, which means comprehension, but rather it is what's called hanacha benefesh. It's higher than hasogo. It is something which is implanted in the human nefesh, in the human intelligence. In itself, this is beyond comprehension, and yet it has a tremendous effect on comprehension, because having this sense, this hanacha benefesh, enables us to develop our understanding way beyond what we would have had without it. So this is not new to us. Yet every time we start, there's a need to bring it out. The principle of intelligence, of sichli, we can argue the point on a logical basis. But the sense that there is an inherent truth in it, not only because it gives you guidance and it gives you clarity and so forth, but because there is a truth to this whole approach that enables, that gives chayas, that gives an open field of development much greater than one would have without it, on the basis of, I'm convinced that this is right. And the Rebbe says, just a few lines before where we're starting now, that this is similar to chochmah. Chochmah is clearly above asoga, above comprehension. And yet, having had the insight of chochmah opens up the floodgates of comprehension. To bring this home, which which is necessary. We should bring it home at this point, and then we'll say we have finished with this. We have gone to its ultimate conclusion, to its point. No matter how great the earth is, and how we recognize that it's endless, we can walk on the earth indefinitely. Yet, the earth, our perception of the earth is, yes, it's very big, but the bigness of the earth consists of many individual pieces. We don't sense an infinite unit. The sky, on the other hand, the sky provides gives an infinite unit. And it is ultimately, as we spoke many times, it is ultimately the vision of the sky that enables our free movement on earth. Although the sky is not involved in this, it's much above the structured in individual pieces of earth. But that provides for recognizing and relating and accepting the infinite possibilities on earth. I said many times, I think that this is a phenomenal thing, and it's true. The idea of building an Empire State Building came not from the ability of building it on earth, but came from seeing the infinite sky. Well, let's reach up there. This is what enabled it. Even the Dor HaFlogo, when they built this tower, what was their thing? Let's build a tower going into the sky. Rather than building up their residences and developing their possibility and their accommodation on earth, let's build it up into the sky. So their intent was ill-conceived and was mistaken, and it had to be dismantled. But also, ultimately, that is the inspiration of life on earth. This is true in the Seichel Yom, it is true the principle of what we're speaking now, of the hanacha benefesh. Hanacha benefesh means that I know this is true. Not only that it makes sense, I understand it's true, I know it's true. And above that there is chochmah, that sees beyond worldly limit altogether. And now we're going inside. Ukenodah beinen the chochmah. Okay, we have it's smack in the middle of the page. Ukenodah, as is not beinen the chochmah. In discussing the principle of the chochmah, of the sight.
Shalom saying something.
What?
Can I ask something?
Yes, you can ask. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It was said in he knows that it's true. Besides that makes sense, but he knows that it's true is even higher than that.
Right.
What means what is higher than that? He knows it's true.
Do it again. I want to see. He knows what is true.
To remain on this call, press 1. Returning to the conference room.
Well, yeah, go ahead.
In hanacha, he knows it's true. Besides that it makes sense, he knows that it's true. In hanacha.
Right.
And was said that chochmah is even higher than that.
Oh. Yeah. Okay, we're coming to that. We're going to talk about that. Yes. Chochmah is even higher than hanacha benefesh. Okay, what is the Rebbe discussing at this moment? The principle that even though the hanacha benefesh is higher than hasoga, I'm going to try not to translate when I feel that it's unnecessary anymore. Even hanacha benefesh is higher than hasoga. Even so, that still has an effect. And it enables hasaga, and it gives sustenance to the hasaga, and enables hasaga to develop much more than without it. Although it's a higher union. And the Rebbe said that this is similar to the way chochmah has an effect. Ukenodah is known, in the whole principle of the chochmah, of the sight of chochmah. We discussed yesterday extensively the principle of sight. Sight is a completely different realm than comprehension. So the Rebbe is saying to me, the chochmah shemeir bozeh, where it shines etzem ha'inyan, the essence of the inyan. Which is totally above hasoga, above comprehension. In the year the chochmah shines etzem ha'inyan. What means etzem ha'inyan? Etzem ha'inyan means, as we said many times, not only that it's true and it's truth, that it has an essential reality. There's an interesting thing in our own experience. I believe that this will clarify and reveal the point over here. An inventor who is designing a new machine, a new car, a new idea, an airplane, whatever, something totally new. And he's projecting it, and he defines it to its less detail, and then he writes he creates a schematic and a plan, and fills the plan with all its details, and then supervises the creation and the building of this unit, of this prototype, so to speak. And it's put on the ground, and it's tested, and it works. And he knows exactly why it works and how come it works, and all the the internal and external effects that enable it to work. What do I mean by internal and external effects? An airplane flies not because of its motors. An airplane flies not because of its wings. The air holds up the wings. I mean, it's a combination of a whole reality. And he understands this whole phenomenon, how come it works. All these details, not just what he put into the airplane, but how the airplane relates to its environment and to the air pressure and everything else. And then he knew it ahead of time, and he pre-calculated it, and now he sees it working. What happens when he sees it working? Inevitably, he's taken aback. He's shocked. It has a very profound effect on him. Why is that? He predicted it. He invested hours and days and millions of dollars in getting it built. Organized hundreds of people to combine their effort in building it. And now he's shocked that it works. I'm asking this question not for the first time, in a long time. I'd like each one, all of us, to focus in on this phenomenon. Because there's no way to express what's behind this phenomenon in words. Because the reason he is shocked, he's taken aback, because he sees its reality. Till now, it was all a logical thing. It was a projection. It was an intelligent thing. Reality is not intelligence, it's not projection. Reality is a godly creation. The whole phenomenon of reality is a miracle. It's yesh mi'ayin. This is what occurs in the Re'iyah de chochmah. Re'iyah de chochmah, let's look inside. Shemeir baza etzem ha'inyan. Where the essence of the inyan, its reality itself comes through. This is what chochmah sees. Not what makes sense. But chochmah looks directly at the reality itself. Etzem ha-chochmah. Etzem ha'inyan. Shelamayla me'asoga legamri. Which is totally, completely above Aksoga. Legamri means totally unrelated. It's in a different world, a different reality. And here's the question. We're not involved in anything talking about chochmah. We're talking about a different phase of it. And here's the point. Chochmah is Lamayla me'asoga legamri. U'mekomo yet still, harei ze moisif koya b'haskol damkin. Yet the chochmah increases the koyach in haskola. How is chochmah going to have an effect on haskola when it is completely in a different realm? Shehi, so that there would be result, the chochmah effect, that there should be an increase in the flow of haskola. B'yoser means exceptionally large, unbridled and unrestrained. As it's written in Priyat Chaim about that Arizal. At one time, when he took a nap in midday of Shabbos, something that he would need for 80 years to relate. In real truth, that even in a period of 80 years, he would not be able to reveal and to express what he saw in that moment. Why?
To remain on this call, press 1.
Because the signing, he be'etzem hamahus. Seirim pertains to the etzem hamus, to the etzem reality itself. Not what makes sense, not the sichli, not anything about just the fact that it is really a godly creation. Godly creation is above world completely. This is what sight sees. Which is not possible for it to count the hasova altogether.
Excuse me. And what does hanacha see? Hanacha, not the sichli, but that it's true.
Hanacha versus chochmah. The difference between hanacha benefesh and chochmah, the chochmah is hanacha benefesh is how my nefesh knows it. The chochmah is how the Rebbe shows it to me. The chochmah is seeing things how they are in the bigger reality, in what the Rebbe has created. Hanacha benefesh is how my nefesh understands it, recognizes it. Hanacha benefesh is more personal, more internal to myself. The chochmah is seeing the truth in its own abode. Like we said in the mashal of the airplane, when a person decides to build an airplane, he has a clarity of what he's going to do, and it's clear to him it's going to work. But when he sees it working, it's in a different realm. Now it's placed in the reality of the world. It's a different experience altogether. That's chochmah. That's the year. What?
Is there a sequence between hanacha and chochmah? Is there one from the other, or?
No, it's not one from the other. And it's much too much to get into this. How do these two aspects surface? In simple terms, hanacha benefesh is when one frees himself all interferences with his own reality, and he allows himself to see how he really believes, what he really believes this is. I mentioned many times, there was one time in class, we were explaining something, and somebody asks, so if somebody asks me this question, what should I tell him? So I told him, this is not what the class is about. The class is about what you should tell yourself, not what you should tell him. If you are focused on what you can tell him, how you can show off what you learned, you're not going to learn anything. Not in this kind of class. But in hanacha benefesh, you're looking how you understand it, how your nefesh can relate to it. This is hanacha benefesh. Chochmah is when you further dig and you want to get to the truth itself, not how it makes sense to you. That's chochmah. Chochmah requires not only dedication to the truth, but chochmah requires subjugation, kabbalah soil, bittul. I don't want to know it, I want to be it. I want to be in it. It's a completely different level. All right. Okay, the line begins Hasoga Klal. So chochmah, riyah enables the understanding way beyond what you would be on its own. Even though riyah is in a different realm completely. Rak only shalidei riyah is hamahus. As a result of seeing the reality itself, gam ha'aschola the haskola, even the comprehension, conceptualization and comprehension is also with a greater increase, and also be'emek v'yeshin, also with greater depth. The understanding is with greater depth, because he sees where there's what to go, where there is to go. Ukmoi kain. Okay, now we come to Vaimashans Boil the Kama. Ukmoi kain ha'anocha sichlis. Hanocha sichlis has a similar. It's not exactly. Chochmah is superior to this, but hanocha sichlis has a similar effect. Hu be'etzem l'mayla me'hasogo. Hanocha sichlis is in essence l'mayla me'hasogo, is above comprehension. Ki hanocha sichlis, because the hanocha sichlis, the intelligent cognizance, he k'moi hori de chochmah, is like the signing of a chochmah, because you're relating to a truth by itself. Rak, except shehi b'madrega tachtin mimenu, except that it is in lower madrega than riyah de chochmah, but there's similarity between them. In both cases, you're not relating to hasoga, you're relating to how the truth is. It's a different level of truth. The riyah, because the riyah is siding hilamayla misichli gamri. Riyah is above sichli, above intelligence altogether. I'm going to skip the parentheses. Let's go down 2 lines for a moment. Riyah is l'mayla misichli legamri. The hanocha sichlis, but the hanocha sichlis harehu b'seichel. Hanocha sichlis is in seichel. It's just seichel that cognizance, where a riyah is completely above seichel. Like we gave the example, that after the prototype is built, you know everything about it, you're completely taken aback. You don't believe your eyes. Nothing will calm you down, because you know it all about nothing. This is an iyah. Hanocha sichlis has is in a similar realm in terms, because you go directly to the truth, but it is not at the same caliber as chochmah, because this, I said, this is hanocha benefesh. Riyah is completely above sichli, Hanocha Sichlis is beseichel. Hanocha Sichlis is in seichel. Seichel is a koyach hanefesh. Rak except shehoiker bozeh hu hanocha. It is in seichel, but in seichel itself, the emphasis on hanocha sichlis is not on the sichli, but on the hanocha, on the fact that the sichli finds a place for itself. Not that it can be proven, it can be argued out, but it finds a resting place. It finds a real place for itself. Doesn't mean this. In sichli itself, there's a hanocha. And this is the hanocha sichli, that the emphasis is on the hanocha element rather than the sichli element. Sichli involves the conviction, and hanocha involves the cognizance.
Means cognizance.
Cognizance means hakora. All right. I'm just going to continue a little bit more. What hanocha means that it's placed at ease. It's not challengeable anymore. Yet it had found its place in my mind. I feel calm and good about it. I don't need any more proof and any more substantiation. It makes perfect good sense in my seichel. It's my hanocha sichlis. It is seichel, except in seichel itself is that the ikir in this is the hanocha. It is seichel. Seichel has multiple levels. There is the process of seichel, the development of seichel, the proofs. Deeper than all that, in the seichel itself. And that which substantiates it all is that, like I said all the time, it really makes sense. There is a point in seichel where I don't question it, of course. This, of course, that is hanocha sichlis. This is as kingship to chochmah, but it's not on the level of chochmah. Because in seichel this is how my nefesh, how I see it. In chochmah is how the truth itself is. Before one undertakes to go and build an airplane, he went through the hanocha sichlis. But when he sees it in chochmah, a completely different experience. So I'm going back again, reading these words again, and after the parentheses. Hanocha sichlis harei b'seichel. Hanocha sichlis is in seichel. It's not in the ear, it is in the seichel itself. Seichel is a koyach hanefesh. Rak except shehoyikir b'zeh, that he draws and he relates to the principle in this seichel is the hanocha, in the fact that it is, so to speak, an accepted reality. This principle, that there is this hanocha in seichel, this meisiv koyach gam b'sichli, this increases the koyach, it empowers the sichli itself. You have to interrupt. Congratulations, everybody who went through this struggle together. Have a great day.